running to you on the side of the road is going to do this.
13th. I had to, like...
Alright, Tanner? Alright, let's get them handcuffs off you.
Or at least in a position that's not like...
No, we're going to get them off
Like, I
you.
had to, like, get this and, like, one.
No, we're going to get them off you. Okay.
So what was
Hey,
Romans 13th?
oh, shoot, I'll read you back here in a second, alright? Now, let me back to where you're at, real quick before we get started. I'm running to you on the side of the road is going to do the same thing, okay? It's, you have the right to remain silent, not making any statement. Anything said can be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney present to advise you prior to any question. You can report an attorney when we appointed to you. You can stop this interview at any time. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Alright, Tanner. We're going to get some kind of formality, so to speak, out of the way, alright? We're going to start off with today's date, which is Friday, December 2nd, 2022, and it's Friday, it's 4:40 p.m., and we're here at the Wise County Sheriff's Office, alright? What's your full name and date of birth?
Tanner Warner.
Tanner.
1991.
Hang on, Tanner Lynn, Lynn.
Yes, sir.
Horn.
Warner.
Horner, Horner.
Yes, sir. Little Jack Warner.
Okay, and what's your birthday?
August 8th, 1991.
August 8th, 91. Alrighty, what's your physical address?
7628 Somerville Place Road.
Place Road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's a good phone number?
817 449 7991. Tell me my phone number.
It's just something I do, free number, in case I, want to get hold of you later on or something else, I get your phone number. So let me ask you something. Let's start off with what we've already talked about, okay? On when you got the little girl. You went to that residence to deliver a package?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then what happened?
When I was trying to get myself situated to where, I have an easy way to get out of the property, I kind of backed up and hit her.
Okay, and then what happened?
She seemed like she wasn't too incredibly hurt, but it was a panic.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do. My main fear was I could lose my job, lose my source of income, everything was on the line. I didn't know what to do.
Okay. So then when you look her up in the truck?
I listened to this dumb little voice in my head that told me, just grab her and go, and I did.
Okay. So you said you didn't hurt her too bad, you just kind of bumped her, or?
I mean, she had some bruises.
Okay. So she's still talking to you, and what'd she say?
She was worried that I was a kidnapper.
And what'd you tell her?
I told her no. She kept asking where we were going. I didn't know what to tell her, so I would just talk to her about random things.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
It's okay. You didn't what?
She was a sweet kid.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you were in fear of, hey, I'm going to get in trouble for hitting her with my truck. That was your biggest fear. Okay, then what happened?
I was driving around for a bit just trying to figure out what I was going to do about the situation.
And what'd she do?
Asking questions, we're just talking at this point.
Yeah, is she sitting down? Is she standing up? Is she in the passenger seat? Where's she at?
She's standing up. She's in the back.
Okay. What's she asking?
Just random things. Like, I just had her talking.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I don't know.
And then where'd you go?
We went down this private road and I listened to that little voice again.
What did it take this time? Remember what it told you? It's okay. It's alright. It's alright. How'd you hurt her?
No, it's not alright.
Well, no, it's alright to tell me. It's okay to tell me. You gotta get it off your chest. How'd you hurt her? Sorry. You gotta tell, you gotta get it off your chest, okay?
The second,
Okay. If you don't want to talk about how you hurt her in detail, just shut
alright,
it.
alright.
And then let's talk about how she ended up after you hurt her. Where did you take her?
Sat on the private road trying to figure out what I was going to do from that point. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I just started heading back to the station. And then when I was driving back to the station, I saw the bamboo and tossed the body in there.
Okay. Obviously, if you tossed her there, we're going to find her. So is she fully clothed? And you mentioned she didn't have any shoes on.
No, she didn't have shoes.
Okay. Wearing socks, barefooted?
Socks.
Okay. Do you remember what clothes she was wearing?
I mean, I think like shorts or jeans or something.
Okay.
There was a lot going on in my head at the time, but I didn't.
Is there any voices telling you anything at that time? After you, just to get her out of the truck or anything like that? Or was that just kind of a decision you made?
I just tossed her in. Like, I couldn't just keep running around with the kid in the back like that. I just tossed her in the bush or whatever you want to call it.
And you sure she was not alive at that time?
I was relatively sure.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't check her heartbeat or anything, but I'm relatively sure that she wasn't alive.
Okay. So, let's backtrack a little bit, okay? To that private road that you went down. And when the voice is telling you to hurt her, how did it start? Did you say anything to her? Did you explain that you had to do what you had to do? Can you give me something on that?
I just told her to turn around and
You choked her? One hand or two hands? Two. Like, was she facing away from you while you were choking her?
and started off, I tried to
Oh, you tried to break her neck?
tried to break her neck, make it as quick and painless as possible, but it didn't work. She started crying. So I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to calm down.
It's alright. Hey, listen to what I tell you earlier, right? A lot of the time we're too fixated on what, right? On what happened. So now we know a little bit of what happened, right? We know that you hit her, bumped her with the truck. You got scared, right? She might tell him. So you got her in the truck. When you got her in the truck, let's talk about that. Did you just pick her up in the truck, or did you ask her to get in?
I asked her to get in.
Okay. So she listens. You got in the truck, and then you drive from your route immediately. Start kind of headed back to the station, right?
No. After that, that's when we went down the private road because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do.
Okay. What do you think the time frame was from there? Like,
I don't know.
not very long, like 5-10 minutes, 30 minutes?
I wouldn't know how to.
Okay. No worry, we're not going to get
Unless I'm like sitting there looking at the time, I have no idea how much time has passed.
Okay, so.
I don't even know how long it's been since you guys stopped me after that delivery.
Yeah, okay, so your perception of time is not too good. So you get in the truck, she's standing up talking to you. You gotta drive down the private road, and that's when the voice tells you, hey, you need to hurry her, you need to get rid of her, right? Am I right? Correct me if I'm missing something. And then you ask her to face away from you, and you try to break her neck at first, but she started crying. When you said try to break her neck, did you like try to spin it? How did you do that?
Try to spin it.
Like spin like one hand on the chin, one hand on top of the head, hand on the side of the head, or how?
Like,
Okay, and that didn't work?
yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, but she was facing away from you when you did that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then,
I didn't want her to see it coming. I didn't.
okay. So then,
I couldn't take it if she was sitting there in pain. I wanted to do it as quick as possible, and it didn't work. And sorry.
yeah, and now we accomplished that, trying to find out where she's at, right? We haven't found her yet, or that I know of, so, and now we're gonna get into some of that why. Why did you mainly do her because you didn't want to get in trouble for hitting her with FedEx or legally or what?
Essentially, was panicking. I didn't know what to do, and then it almost seems like it was a dream. For the most part, it just kind of seems like I wasn't, you know what I mean? Seems like I wasn't behind the wheel at the time.
Out of body experience, so to speak.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost. Like, stuff like that's happened my entire life, where like I'll have these like out of body experiences, mostly when I'm like getting in a fight with someone or something like that. But sometimes I'll kind of like phase out and not know what's going on. Other times I'll just kind of be in the back seat almost.
When you were talking to her, did she tell you her name?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Athena.
Okay. Did she tell you her full name, or did she just know her first name? Did she tell you her last name or anything?
No, she didn't tell me her last name.
So she just told you her name was Athena?
Which I actually thought that was pretty cool because, I like mythology and stuff like that.
Yep. So let's go back to, I know you don't want to, you have a hard time, rightfully so, kind of recall a little bit, but, and I'm going to go back and touch on it a little bit. And you try to break her neck, she starts crying. When you start choking her, facing away from you, like you stated earlier, how long did it take her to essentially pass out or stop crying? Was it long, or was it a short period of time? How long do you think?
It was probably about a minute, but it felt like so much longer.
And then she just stopped moving, went limp. I mean, were y'all on the ground, or was she standing up still? Was she standing up when you were doing it, or did she obviously at some point when she passes out or whatever, y'all had to come to the ground?
She started off standing and then kind of after a while just went down.
Okay. And then did she move at all after that?
No, sir.
Okay.
That's when I started heading towards that, I guess, it's a county road, the one right across from 2123, and that's when I threw her in the bush.
Okay. Now, what was that little voice specifically telling you? Do you remember?
That we needed to stop her from pretty much telling anybody.
Okay. So that was the main concern. That's the whole reason why.
Everything was at risk. My job, my family, everything. And I didn't.
You didn't know what to do. You panicked. Right? Tanner, again, we'll get, we're not going to get jammed up on what happened. Obviously, the why is always more important. But there are some details that we need to know. Obviously, and let me explain this to you, because you're a smart guy, you know how things work. Just talking to you the little bit of time I have, you're obviously into mythology, you're into superhero movies, you know how things work here. You're not, so to speak, recluse. You know the things that Randy had go on, so
I mean, it used to be a really bad recluse, but that's...
a long time ago. I mean, but so by that saying, you're exposed to things and you know how things work. So obviously when we work this type of investigation, right, a medical examiner's body looks at the body, right, to determine how this person passed away. So we're going to know some of the what, right? We're going to be able to essentially corroborate what you're telling us now, right? So is there anything else we're going to know? Because I don't want you to lie to me now. So I'm gonna shoot you straight, just like I want you to shoot me straight, all right? Put yourself in my boots, so don't lie to me, because you know how it is. Do you like being lied to?
No, sir.
Okay. So
I think I know what you're about to ask, and no, I didn't.
what am I going to ask?
You're going to ask if I sexually assaulted her, and I did not.
You didn't sexually assault her.
No, sir.
So everything's going to tell me that you didn't sexually assault her.
With my medication now, I don't even really have much of a libido.
Okay.
Like my fiance will even tell you that it kind of pisses her off most of the time.
Okay. So whenever the doctors or whatever examine her body, they're going to tell me that she wasn't sexually assaulted.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back a little bit into after the private road. Was it pretty close to where she lived?
Relatively, it's like, okay, so.
Hang on, let's go right here. We got a board to work on.
Yeah.
Okay. And it sounds like you're pretty good at this stuff. So.
Okay, so say this is 2123, this is that road, right? Then we
Hang on a
have
second. Let's label. This is what?
21.
Okay.
So there's different ways to get to the,
Sorry.
there's different ways to get to the, how should I put it, okay, so here's the store over in Cottonville, right?
Yeah.
Here's a road up here, then it goes to Spring Valley, which, named a road that's easy for you.
You know that road? 35, 55. So 35, 55 right here.
And then there's this little area, right? I went up through here, through 2123, it came down, and the private road is over here. And there's multiple houses back there. It's actually a pain in the butt to deliver to.
And they're older or newer houses?
Definitely older. There's a couple different private roads down that private road.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hang on. Now let's get into, okay, so where's her house at in proximity to this? Okay, so that's
3573.
3573, so put 3573 there. Okay.
Also, this is bugging me. This is a lot closer to.
Oh yeah, that other road. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It cuts back. So let me do this. So her home has kind of like a long drive, right? Do you remember that?
I'll grab my phone so we can do the map.
Okay. So we got that long road here, and then this is the home. So when you come in to deliver your package, you come in this way, you turn in, and then you take a right here into her house, right? Property. And then there's a house in front. That's where you left the package,
Yeah.
we remember it. So you get out, you drop the package, right? Walk me through that part of it.
What do you mean?
So you get out, you're out of the truck now. You don't necessarily have to draw it, you can just kind of tell me.
Yeah, so I went in through here, pulled that way, and then that's when I backed up and I hit her.
Okay, so you're backing up?
Yeah, I went this way, backed up, and I hit her. So I grabbed the package, left it. At first I thought I had a dog. But then I saw it was a girl, and...
What'd she say when you hit her? Was she crying or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd she say?
She was just crying. I was trying to calm her down.
Okay.
And after about 10 seconds, that's when I started panicking, started realizing the implications.
Okay.
The particular truck I was in doesn't have a working backup camera,
Mhm.
so it's kind of a pain in the ass most of the time.
Okay. So then what do you do after you hit her?
That's...
You start panicking, so it's about 10 seconds. What do you do with her?
Told her to get in the back of the truck, we're going to go on a quick ride, and then, we're talking the entire way.
Okay. So when she gets in the truck, does she jump into the driver's side, passenger side, or where?
The back of the truck.
Oh, the back. Okay, because you got it open because you got the package out. So she gets out, you shut it. Again, I don't want to put words in your mouth. What, do you go in with her and shut it that way, or do you go around?
Yeah, I shut it through the back.
Okay. And then you walk around and get in the driver's seat.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The side door on that truck doesn't work.
Okay. And then now show me your route out.
So I was up in that private road.
From right here. So you go,
So I went in,
This-
you
yeah, you come
and I
back.
went through, went through the private road.
So you go back this way on the private road?
Yeah, the private road itself, say this is, can I see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so here's Spring Valley.
So I had the two, sorry. I had the two roads up right there, yes, 100%.
So, where were we? Crap, okay, there's Spring Valley. Okay, so the private road is right here.
Mhm.
I went to about, I was in this area.
Yeah. So we're here, 35, 35, 75, which road did you come up?
It comes off 35, 55.
So you come up 35, 55.
Yeah, I came up 21, 23, I came in through here.
Okay, so you came the back way.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you come in and you go up to, it shows private road 3549? Yep. So EBT, what is that, 3539?
35,
3549.
I'm sorry, I don't know that.
No, it's all right. Hey man, it's part of it. So you come around, come back down this road, which is, what is this one? What did we say?
35, 55.
35, 55. Okay, so come around, come 35, 55 to private road 35, 49. And then you go all the way to the end of it? Is there like a little cul-de-sac, no houses there, or what?
It's weird. So there's just like, okay.
It's all right.
We turn the rotation off. Let me see if I turn the rotation off. Oh, you know it.
Okay.
Okay, this is an iPhone.
Yeah, let me see if I can do that settings.
Are you trying to, so let's just say, we're looking at it though, just private road, so this is where you are at, and you're there how long, you think?
Probably about 20, 30 minutes.
Okay. So 20, 30 minutes there.
Yeah, at first I was going to try to leave the body down there, but people kept driving past.
Okay.
So I was just like, maybe not right here.
Okay. So you were gonna dump her off right there on that private road, but decided, hey, I need to go further.
I wanted to put her somewhere where someone could find her easy.
Okay.
In all honesty, man, I'm a parent. Like,
Yeah.
I want my kid found.
Yeah, that's what happened. Look at me when I tell you this. This is what I'm trying to do right now. I want to bring her home. That's why we're going through this, because I want to bring her home. Okay? So look at me. You got to help me bring her home. Okay? You going to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
There you go, Tanner. That's 3 months on that.
Okay, so, but the way the private road is, it's, okay. You go back, and it's a hell of a drive. This is like a hill right here, but right here is about where,
That's all right. You can leave that pin there. Okay?
Is that the right pin, you think? Or should it be on the other side?
It's somewhat, and I was trying to pin it on the road itself.
Let's do this. You got this one out. And then try again.
Well, I was trying to get it on the road, but I don't think that will work out too well, but.
That's about closer than you get right there.
Okay.
So we were there, I was sitting there like trying to figure out how I was gonna get rid of the body. And then after I remembered that bamboo bush, that's when it's just like, that's where I was gonna drop the body. So I started heading out. Oh, okay, there's 21, 23. Started going
Okay.
through here.
So you're going 21, 23. And you walk me through it to the next road we did. 51?
Yeah, 51, and
Okay.
then.
51. And then you go right over to 51, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So this is 51. And obviously it's not to scale here. So you jump it here. park your truck? Like right on the road, off the side of the road? So you're on the road here. Okay. And then did you have to go through the back to get her out, or did you access her through the front?
I got out through the back.
So you popped the back door?
Yeah.
Okay. You made sure nobody's around, I guess, is that what you're gonna say? I don't want to put words in your mouth, is it?
I mean,
Okay. And
I'm
then,
not exactly the dumbest person in the world.
yeah. Okay, so this is kind of like a little lot here. So let me actually label it. And then this is the bamboo. And then, you said, so when I say this lot, I'm drawing it here, because from here to about here, and then the T-posts start right here. Right?
Is that what those are?
Yeah, T-posts, yeah, the green posts, because the top of it is like a T, so, or if you look at it from the top, it's like a T. So, and then you said you you didn't even walk in far into that bamboo here?
I didn't even really walk into it, I just kind of stood like right in front of the bamboo and tossed her in.
Okay. And then what do you do from there? Let's talk about what your next course of action is.
Got the truck, I sat for a minute, thought about everything, I ended up throwing up in the back of the truck. Like it was,
Did she bleed or anything in that truck?
I don't know,
Okay.
possibly.
Okay. Is she gonna have any cuts or anything like that on her when we find her?
I mean, I did kind of throw it in there as possible.
Oh, so you're talking about just cuts from the bamboo or whatever, not from something you did to it?
No.
Okay.
I'm not some psychopath, so, because I don't think I am.
So then after you dump her, she's fully clothed, right?
Sure.
Okay. Then what's your next route home? And you can draw that down here. And obviously, if it's too complex, we don't have to. Just kind of explain it to me.
So I went 114 pretty much all the way. I had to stop a couple times because
Where'd you stop?
on the road.
Okay, just on the road?
Yeah.
What'd you stop for? Okay. Did you throw outside the truck, up outside the truck or inside the truck?
A little bit of both. One point I got it on the side of the truck, and then I stopped at Love's to kind of clean out.
Okay.
Yeah, the truck still smells like throw up.
Okay. And then, so that's 114.
Yeah, 114, I stopped at the Love's / McDonald's, put in M, McDonald's, L for Love's, and then I headed back to the station.
Okay. What time did you get to the station?
I have no clue.
Really late, later than normal?
Later than normal.
Which would be after 8, before 9,
I wouldn't say
after
that.
9.
I wouldn't say that right. I don't think.
Okay. At some point in this deal, did you ever turn off your phone? Did you ever get off the radar or anything?
I mean, my phone died there for a bit.
Okay, where'd your phone die at?
I don't remember.
At some point during this, your phone
Yeah.
died. Okay.
After you got her, after you picked her up?
Sorry.
Okay, so your phone dies, and you put it on the charger, I guess?
My charger was kind of broken.
Okay. So you put it back on the charger and it powered back up, I'm sure.
Yeah, I had to fuck with it a little bit.
Okay, so when you get home, what do you do?
Well, my fiance picked me up from work and then just went home and went to sleep.
Okay.
Took my sleeping medication, watched Game of Thrones, and out.
Okay. And then what time do you wake up the next day?
6 o'clock, ready to go to work.
Okay. Did you make it to work on time?
Mm.
Late?
Cassie likes to kind of drag about when she's ready.
Oh, so she's taking, you need to sit back down.
You say Cassie, who's Cassie?
Fiance, the mother of my child.
Okay, so she's taking you to work, so she makes you late essentially.
Every once in a while, but she works at FedEx and she works as one of the package handlers.
Okay. What clothes were you wearing whenever this happened?
Jeans.
Jeans, those jeans, different jeans?
Different jeans.
Were you wearing those shoes?
Yes.
Okay. That shirt or a different shirt?
That was a different one. I have multiple FedEx shirts.
Okay. So you don't remember exactly what time, about what time did you get to that house, her house?
I think you actually have the timestamp on when I did that delivery, I'm not sure.
Okay, so whenever you delivered that package, or whenever that package was dropped off, is when you were at that house?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, did you take anything from her? And you didn't, because I asked you earlier, I said, did you take any of her clothes? Did you take anything from her?
I mean, not that I can think of.
Okay.
I mean, I might have found a sock on the thing, but I just kind of threw it out.
Okay. Is that a maybe, or did you find a sock?
I did find a sock, but that was just...
Was it one of her socks?
I think so.
Okay. But that's...
Unless it was just some other driver's sock.
Well, I mean, you would be able to know if it's a little girl's sock or a driver's sock. So you don't know. Either way, you found a sock.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you find that sock?
When I was stopped throwing out.
Do you remember the truck number or anything that you were in?
I don't remember the DOT number.
You don't remember the DOT number. Do you trucks have any like numbers assigned there, like a truck 41 or whatever, you know?
I don't know, we just have particular
It's just
routes.
random.
And they move them around a lot.
Okay. So you don't have one particular truck assigned to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like today I was in, like, normally we're driving in like cutaways and stuff, but today I was put in a box truck, which I hate because you don't have that kind of thing right there to go back and get packages. You have to open it up from the back.
Okay. So the truck was the bigger truck or a
One
smaller?
of the bigger trucks.
Okay.
We have 3 different types of trucks. We have cutaways, step vans, which I prefer step vans because I'm tall and I hit my head on everything, and the weird box truck thingies.
Okay. But you're one of the bigger ones, you said. Okay. And it has, describe that truck to me. What's the back look like? Does it have a side door and a back door, or is it just one back slide?
Yeah, all of them have a side door and back door.
Okay. So all of them have that. That's what it is. And the cab to the front of the truck, is it connected with the bed? Obviously.
So,
Okay. Again, that's
I'm pretty sure, by the way, I do think she pooped herself also when I don't want to say it, but you get what I'm saying.
when you choked. And here's the deal, Tanner. Remember, we're going to be completely honest to each other. All right? So, honesty and transparency means that we talk to each other and we don't hold back from each other, and that we talk to each other direct, right?
Sir.
You respect that, right? You told me earlier that's what you expect of me.
Yes, sir.
And I think I've proven that thus far, have I not?
Sir.
Okay, so that's what I expect. So don't hold back from me, man. We're in this now, right? So these details and these small things and the things you say to me, okay, they're not so small because there's a bigger picture. Remember, I keep talking about that bigger picture, all right? So we have to be honest with each other, and we can't hold anything back, all right? This is the time to get it off your chest. You can't keep any of this bottled up. You can't keep anything from you, because if you do, it'll tear you up inside. Okay? You understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you leaving anything out on that, on her? You said, do you think she pooped herself while you were choking her?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so while you're choking her, she pooped herself. It wasn't like she's still there alive and then she pooped herself.
Oh, she pooped herself.
Okay.
Like,
How do you know she pooped herself? I mean,
I smelled it when I was moving her. Some of it got on the floor.
that's
There's a little bit of poop, a little bit of pee.
In the truck, so some of that stayed in the truck?
Yeah, I cleaned it up. When I stopped at Love's, I got sanitizing stuff and cleaned it up with my throw.
What'd you pay for it at Lowe's when you bought that stuff? Did you pay for it in cash or
Oh,
card?
no, I didn't pay for anything. I just asked them if they had any cleaning supplies.
So you asked a store person if they had some cleaning supplies? And they provided you some?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what the person that you asked for looked like?
Not really.
No, just the employee there at the store.
male or female?
No.
Hispanic male, white male, black male. Don't remember.
I think maybe Jew. I wouldn't
Maybe
quote me
what?
on that, but he did kind of look like he might be part Jewish.
Okay, why do you say that?
God, this is gonna sound terrible. He had a decently big nose.
Okay. All
And
right.
I know that sounds so terrible, and I'm sorry.
Again, where are we at?
I know.
Open line of communication here, all right?
I know,
That's
but
what-
still, I try not to discriminate because it's just kind of shitty, this is 2022, so like,
You're not discriminating, you're describing somebody with their features. So don't feel like you're discriminating about it. Just like if you're talking about me, you're gonna say the fat guy that's bald headed, that's brown, right?
I mean, when I have a tan, that would probably describe me.
So,
I'm not going home anyway.
No, you're not. Remember, I'm gonna be honest with you, you're not gonna go home. Alright? You can't obviously, with what you're telling me here. We're gonna have to, we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit too, okay? But,
Am I gonna go home at all?
not, obviously, there's a process that goes through with it, and I'm gonna explain all that to you, but like I said, I wanna get to this, because what's the most important thing, right? We wanna get her home. We're gonna get her home. Hang on, listen to me for a second. Let me tell you this, alright? At any point in that, did you think about just letting her out?
I did.
Okay, why did you do that?
Bruce was telling me not to.
Are you 100% telling me the truth about where you put her? And I know I keep harping on that, but it's
Yes,
important because I want to get her home, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
want to make sure that, you're not leaving out in detail because you think it's going to mess something up or whatever.
Sir, that's where I left her.
Did you, and I know this is kind of silly, but did you tell anybody about what happened? Did you write about it? Did you do anything to kind of get it off your chest?
No, sir.
No? You just kind of kept it inside?
It's just kind of been fucking with me a lot. Can I?
When those police officers came to talk to you, those agents came to talk to you, did you ever think about telling them what happened? You did. I was told you got emotional at one point. Tell me about that.
Dude, I heard a kid. There's a fucking child. Can y'all just,
Need a minute?
can y'all just shoot me in the head?
No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Please.
You need a minute?
No, I just want to be with my family.
You'll get a chance to talk to your family and kind of explain it to them, okay? And tell them what's going on and fill them in. We're gonna give you that opportunity, all right? If you want to do that tonight.
We were just. We're finally getting our shit together.
Where are you staying at now? You live in?
Grandmother.
Who's
I'm
all
a
in?
fucking loser.
Who's all in the house?
My mom, my little brother, and my grandmother.
Okay.
And me and Cassie.
Which is your
And
grandmother?
several annoying dogs.
What kind of dogs?
Itty bitty little ankle biters.
What's Cassie's full name?
Cassie Marie Waite, W-A-Y-T.
Okay, and what's her birthday?
February 17th, 2001.
Okay. Is Cassie C-A-S-E-Y?
K-A-S-S-I.
Hey.
Listen, can I? How does the attorney thing work?
I don't give legal advice. I'm not going to give you legal advice. Okay, that's something that's up to you to research. I can't give you any type of legal advice. Does that make sense? Okay.
what's you said that's Cassie. What's your mother's name?
Melissa. She still, like, even though her and my dad have been split up for a while, and it's.
So she's your stepmother, but you call her mom?
No, she's my actual mother.
Okay. What's her last name?
Her and my dad are split up, but she still has the last name.
Yes.
Get
And
everything reports.
I got one else now.
Jackie,
Is it Jackie's house you're staying in? Yeah.
And her last name?
Hardison,
Harrbison. Is that correct?
sir.
Okay. You said somebody else was living there as well?
My little brother,
What's his name?
Nick,
Is it Nick or Nicholas?
Nicholas, but he goes by Nick. He hates when people call him Nicholas.
I got it.
So I call him Nicholas all the time.
I couldn't understand. And it's Warner, correct?
No, Voss.
V-O-S-S?
Yes, sir. He has his dad's last name.
Ah, I understand. How old is he?
10 years younger than me.
And you are 91, you're
31.
31, so he's 21. So you said you're looking at the shed out back? Okay. Hey, are you the only one staying in that shed?
Who?
You the only one staying in the shed? Or is it you and Cassie?
Me and Cassie, our cat, and an annoying little shit named Draco.
What breed is Draco?
Not sure exactly, but he's part Chihuahua.
Ah, okay.
Part Chihuahua, part annoying as shit.
Okay.
Hey,
And
there's something that clicked to me real quick about when you said you found the sock and when you were cleaning the truck. Did you find the sock at the Love's?
No.
No, it was
I
on
found
side
it when I pulled over to go throw up
on side of the road. You remember where that was?
somewhere on 114.
Yeah. And then you just threw it out there on the side of the road or what?
Yeah.
Okay. I tell you what, this is a lot for you, and I can tell you kind of probably need to catch your thoughts for a minute. So give us just a second.
I need nicotine.
Nicotine? I'll tell you, I can do that. Let me get you a cigarette or something. A cigarette or tobacco? Chewing tobacco? What do you like?
Cigarette, for sure.
Let me find you a cigarette, and then we'll talk a little bit more. Okay? Hang tight. Obviously, you can't go anywhere, so stay in here for me. Okay?
Did you grab my stuff out of the...
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. And I'll get your phone and all that good stuff, okay?
Hang on.
Just a second. Okay.
Yes. Mr. Espinosa, I'm showing you what we marked State's Exhibit 223. Can you tell me what that is?
That's a picture of the board from that interview room with the writing from that day.
Let me ask you a couple of things. Is that what we just saw, this board? Is that what's on the left of this video?
Yes, sir, correct.
And I noticed on part of your video you were talking about locations and maps. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And is what you wrote and what Tanner Horner wrote on that board
Yes, sir.
as far as the maps are concerned?
Yes, sir.
But I noticed on there he got up and he wrote something else.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Now, what he wrote, is it also on that?
Yes, sir, it is.
And is that a true and accurate depiction of what you saw when you're in that room just now as we watched?
Yes, sir, it is.
Judge would ask to admit States 223.
No objection, Your Honor.
State's Exhibit 223 is admitted.
Major Espinoza, would you read what Tanner Horner wrote on that board?
He wrote in red, "He's going to hurt me, please help."
And was that the first time that he had indicated to you something about somebody else being involved in this whole thing?
Yes, sir.
And is some of that what he's reflected on there? Do y'all discuss that with him later on in this video?
Yes, sir. During the course of this interview, at some point, I bring this up.
And is that where this whole zero thing comes out?
Yes, sir.
And is that where y'all talk about it?
Yes, sir.
And is that what I asked you before? This is where it originated from?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'm looking at this video and things, and I want to make sure here. You're sitting fairly close to Mr. Horner during this time. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
And during this time, when you're asking him questions and you're drawing maps and things of that nature, does he appear to be distressed to you?
No, sir.
Does he appear to be able to answer your questions, at least the questions you're asking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And does he appear to be able to answer them appropriately?
Yes, sir.
And I noticed on here, does he appear, at least at this point when he wrote that on there and then sat down, to be in any type of distress?
No, sir.
And then later on in this interview, does he indicate to you that he's under any kind of distress whatsoever?
No, sir.
And does he maintain the same or similar attitude that he has now in demeanor throughout the rest of the video?
Yes, sir.
May we continue with the video?
It appears the video has about 30 minutes left. Do any of the members of the jury need to take a break, or do you want to try and finish with the video? Try to finish? All right.
Okay.
All right, Tanner, I got working on smoke for you. You heard Danny Riley, he's also with the Rangers. Obviously, he's been helping me out on this deal, okay? So, and he had a couple of questions for you. Obviously, we're trying to remember, like we've been talking to you on the side of the road, and here we were trying to just clear up a few things.
Yeah. You know, you've been from the get-go, just like started out, you know, you're cooperating. We don't want this to be a long ordeal. We want to let you know what's going to happen here. You want to know what's going to happen here. We want to go ahead and take her back home, like they were saying, right? I mean, that's our goal, right? All of us, I think. Let's think about anything we've left out that's kind of holding this process up. Just think about that for a minute. What is that? What would be holding it up in your mind?
No.
Okay. Something. You feel like there's something that's getting in So the details you're providing, I wasn't around, right? So I don't want to. Sure. I don't want to go on and on, but you took us down the road earlier, right? We crossed over, we were on 21, 23, we crossed over 51. We know your phone was turned off. Can you explain that? Like, turned off?
Died.
Okay,
My charger was messed up. I couldn't get it back on for a bit.
okay. How long was that?
Probably about 30, 40 minutes. That's my guess.
Yeah, and it's at the time of when? What's happening when your phone is not on?
What do you mean?
Like, what are you doing at the time that your phone is not on? I want you to be truthful about
Finding the
that.
body.
Okay. And just because you and I will both be truthful with each other, I want to give you everything I got. I want you to give me everything you got. I want to test your truth, okay, for a moment. The phone was turned off because you're hiding the body. That's what I would do. That's what you did. Correct?
I'm more receiving information right now.
Okay. So receive that, okay? And as careful as you can, I want you to tell me why you're doing that.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and do all this and blood. This is still up here.
Thank you.
So when I came in here, I went like this, and then I backed up, and then I hit the girl. She was on the ground crying. I felt bad about it, tried calming her down. This voice in my head told me, dude, we're gonna get in trouble. I had to do something with her. So I told her to get in the truck, and for a long time I was trying to figure out what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what my next step was. Was I just gonna drop off somewhere? I don't know. We went to this private road, and I parked for a bit, was talking to her on the way there, and all this other stuff. Fill in the blank for me on that, please. I don't like saying it, but
Well, you don't have to say it very descriptively, you can say what you did to her though.
I killed her. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with the body. So we left here and started going down like I was heading back to work. I remembered the bamboo brush area that was across 151. Well, 151, that was across on the other side of 51. So I stopped there, waited for a couple cars to pass, took her out the back and I put her in there. Just kind of tossed her in. Sorry.
And the phone was turned off where?
I'm not sure exactly when I died. Sometime when I was driving over to here, I think.
Over where you saying you're at?
I'm trying to remember where I died. I was really paying attention to my phone. I was worried about other things at the time.
What kind of cigarettes do you smoke?
Lucky Strike,
Lucky Strike?
Red 100s. Phone was off for a bit.
But the phone was off because you were hiding the body?
I really.
I heard you say earlier you were behind the body, and that's why the phone was on.
That's why I didn't try getting it back on.
That's why I'm
That's why I didn't try getting it back on.
oh.
Normally my phone dies, I'm just like, oh shit, my phone's dead, and I try to bring it back really quick, but wasn't too worried about getting the phone on as soon as I could.
So we're still, that's where the body should be. What we're probably gonna do, is we're probably gonna hop back in the truck, and we're gonna drive out there again, okay? Does that work?
So,
So we can walk you through it again. I think that's some of the folks that are trying to get her home, that's what they want to do. So that's what we're gonna do. So we'll probably let you get smoke and do that. Does that sound like a plan?
yes, sir.
Danny, do you have any questions you have?
When we were talking earlier, you were 99% sure she was there.
Yes, sir.
We talked a little bit more and you were 100% sure. So, I mean, there is some changes in your percentage, so I'm just trying to see.
Well, I was saying the exact, like, right there,
Okay,
like there's like maybe, what, 30, 40 feet of that stuff?
yeah,
So that's where the 1% came in.
okay. Is it possible you went further in there than you think?
I didn't even technically even go in there.
Okay.
I was right outside the edge and just kind of tossed her in.
When you say tossed, are we talking like a hard toss, like as hard as you can in there far, or is it like right there?
Like right there.
Okay.
Well, did you try to hide her?
I tried to make it to where somebody would find her
Where somebody would find her? Now, how did you do that?
by not throwing her too far in.
Why would you want her to be found?
Because I'm a parent. I wouldn't want to know. I wouldn't not want to know.
Okay. During the next couple of days, you didn't return.
So
Why not? You're a parent.
I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know what was. I was hearing updates about this constantly.
I was
It was
just gonna ask you
already
that.
fucking with me.
Did you see it on social media? Did you see it on the news?
My grandmother, she sent me stuff about it at one point. Then, I was passing that road yesterday and I saw a bunch of people down the road, so I kind of already knew what was going on.
Well, you met with FBI the other day and you didn't tell them you're a parent. And you didn't tell them the truth. Right? They were looking for her then and you're a parent and you didn't tell them.
That wasn't me.
So, that wasn't you. What do you mean?
That wasn't me.
What do you mean that wasn't you? They didn't talk to you?
They talked to me, but they didn't talk to me.
Okay. Interpret that for me.
What'd you write that? What'd you write that for on the board? When we stepped out, you wrote that. Why'd you write that?
Because if I say too much, I'm going to die.
Why do you say that?
Zero's gonna hurt me.
Who? Who's gonna hurt you?
Zero's gonna hurt me.
Zero? Like Z-E-R-O? Okay. Well, listen to me. We need to know some of these things, all right? And we're here, we'll protect you, all right? We'll get you the help you need. So you gotta trust us on that. Okay?
How can you stop me from hurting me?
Well, there's several ways to do that. We're capable of doing that. For sure.
we have the resources, the capabilities, we're in a controlled environment, we can keep you safe, okay? Are you gonna trust me? You gonna continue to trust me?
I trust you.
Okay. I want
He
you.
doesn't.
Okay, listen to me. I want you and Zero to trust me.
He's telling me this is all a trap.
There's no trap. There's no trap. We're gonna get you some cigarettes, and we're gonna find her. Well, in order for me and you to keep this trust and this open line of communication, and for me to be able to get you anything, for me to be able to let you talk to your family, to do anything, move forward, smoke a cigarette, we're gonna have to keep on the same page, okay? You agree with that? You need another water or anything? You do? Okay. We'll get you another water in a second, alright? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get you back out there and look at this location, alright? You good with that? Yeah, and you smoke a cigarette on the way. We'll go in my truck, more likely. I'm gonna get some things to facilitate that, and then we're gonna do it, okay? Danny, you got any more questions for that?
No, I just think, everything's gonna be fine, okay? I told you to trust this guy.
I just want to let that.
Yeah.
Give us just a second, alright?
You know, about with you.
No, whatever you need to do.
So, if you can get some more water, we'll take another ride. You know? It's just about doing the right thing. And it's hard to do the right thing when you agree sometimes. So,
I didn't know what to do when I hit her.
I don't know.
Honestly, when they kept telling me I needed to get rid of her,
Yeah,
I just wanted to leave her there and hope that she wouldn't tell me.
yeah. Well, I wanna find her, and I'm like,
Can you show me?
oh no, man, this is something that can be overcome. This is something,
I'm gonna miss out on the best parts of my child's fucking life. Okay? I can't.
well, I don't know if I would say that. I mean,
This isn't one of those probation things. This is one of those I'm going away for a long time things, and I'm gonna miss out all of my fucking son's life. I would rather die.
it is, this is a hard thing. It is a hard thing, but I'll tell you this, Tanner, you're gonna be okay.
No, I'm not.
Why do you think that?
I'm gonna miss out on all my son's Christmases, his birthdays, him growing up. I'm gonna miss out on everything. All because I listened to some stupid voice that isn't probably even there.
A lot of people have done that. You're not alone. You're not alone in this.
But you're not you're disagreeing that I'm gonna be away for a long time. I'm gonna miss out on everything. Thank you.
I'm doing cigarettes right now, alright?
I think what we're trying to figure out is if there's anything that you're not telling us. You know, based on what we know. See what I'm saying? I think we're trying to help you, and then we're trying to figure out how much you're trying to help yourself.
Thanks, Ryan.
us is beneficial, right? Our expectation with where you took us is that we're there, we got her. That hasn't been what has happened, so it leaves us curious.
I understand that. But I left her there. That's where I put her. I don't know how you guys haven't seen her. Like, I did not throw her in there far, like, at all. She should be, like, almost visible.
You thinking something maybe not visible?
So I was saying we need to speak to an attorney. I don't know the implications of that.
Yeah. Well, we'll,
Also, I need to pee. I really
Okay.
need to pee.
I think you're trying to get your cigarettes. So as soon as they do that, we'll get you up and out of here, and you can have cigarettes. And go to the bathroom. Do you need to go to the bathroom real bad?
Yeah, I kind of got through an entire bottle of water in a little bit ago.
Okay, hang on just a minute, let me see. I'm not from here, let me see where the bathroom's at, just have a seat. I'll be with you just a minute, right? All these guys, well.
Bathroom?
Holy shit, that was quick.
There's a process here, okay?
Whoa! Is that one for my dick? That was terrible.
This is more of a comfort thing, okay? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna put this one on here. So turn around this that way, please. Okay. And we're just gonna do one hand here on this side. Okay. Is that too tight?
No,
Is that too tight?
no.
Okay, we're gonna go up here like this, okay? But you gotta pee, so what we're gonna do for now is just lift it through there and just hold it like that. So just hold, do that, just keep one hand, because you gotta pee, all right? Right? Can you see how to pee? You can't exactly pee. Okay?
Oh, there's an ankle strap.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
You go walking around with those. Alright. You want your water, right? Hang on a second, actually. Evie? Give me a right top right here for a second.